Alright, so now let's pick the right choice. We actually saw Tomataro. Mr. Filch actually saw Tomataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. Busted again! Bloody hell, you duplicitous little. Yes, how'd that feel, Black Quill? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tomataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging ya. Please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tomataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do. No way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He? Probably assistant dude to the mayor. Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Tomataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it. They say you must not gaze upon Tomataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tomataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tomataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if he told anyone that she had seen Tomataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too? Ah, so Mr. Big-Time City Slicker Lawyer has heard about him. The old village superstitions. Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about? The people of Ninetails Vale believe some pretty strange things, and their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tomataro. Darn straight, that's why. It's all right here. Ah, it is all up there. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. So do not gaze upon Tomataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. See? That's why folks in Ninetails Vale can't talk about seeing Tomataro. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tomataro costume. They knew that that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tomataro impersonator is the true killer. What? I like that when you zoom out, their poses are still all like where they were at left. Superstitions, you say? What kind of rubbish? What kind of a fool would actually believe in such rubbish? And without using some silly fairy tale so easily expose the culprit. You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Black Quill.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetails Vale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer. Grr. Rawr. See, he's holding his chest like when he was in the last animation. Order. Order, I say! You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now, your lies have cost me. Sorry. I promise not to do it again. This fucking face. Taka, my fine feather friend. Have at him! Yikes! He's gonna eat me alive! That for the hills. Ah, he took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him, and with your fastest men. That's certainly not something you see every day. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Oh, he broke it. Uh-oh. What? Huh? Ah! His shackles. Oh, I guess I wasn't the only one who noticed. Whoa! I'm too young to die. Justice, Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You had best say your prayers. Where's Fulbright? Isn't he supposed to be, like, protecting the people because he just broke his chains? Can we just throw at him a blade? Or is it a feather? The detective, do something! Ha ha ha! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us! Oh, but I stand in awe of Sovereign Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection, objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice. Yeah, do you? Oh, okay. Do your job already, God, Detective. I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, you know... I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. So, Justice Deno's assertion is this. Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Hubie.
Silence!
Can you, like, cuff him already? Jesus. Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the fox chamber? What? He's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being in the fox chamber. Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door. And your point is? Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor. No, there must have been someone dressed up like Tenma. Ah! What is he, like, throwing at him? Feathers or a knife? Then why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the fox chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the fox chamber? There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated. Wait, this is still a trial, right? Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice Dono! I feel so cringy saying it. I'm some sort of weeaboo. Even if I am a weeaboo for reals. Very well then. Both parties, no doubt, need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... Ag. 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom? Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands. See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. What if you need a poop? You can't do 3-minute poops. It's impossible. I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of the round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmataro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy in the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose you could wait till later. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo. Don't be late. Now then, I believe our next witness is Ms. Jinxie Tenma, a maid at Kyubi Manor. I believe you can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Her plate! Oh, it's a reflection. That's kind of cool. Nidari Hyun, leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Be gone, Nudari Hyun, leader of the 100 demons. Ho ho ho, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast at the bar, the demon of due process, if you will. My charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Bags? Bags? Oh, that Trixie Tanuki? Try the noodle stand, and go enjoy a big bowl of tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. I've always wanted to eat tanuki before. They have it, I know they sell it somewhere in Japan. I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it, it's too sad. Everyone's a comedian. No, I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azuki Yarai away. Azuki Yarai? The yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off. Azuki Yarai often keeps people up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Did I see Tenma Taro in the box chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime? Lots and lots of them. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenma Taro happen to be among them? I don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Nurikabe, Seto Taisho. They were all there. Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional scamp's testimony? Hold it! Will someone cuff him already? Jesus. Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I'll show you. So silly. I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. This? That's what you saw? Looks like an out of control emotion. Athena? What exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this? It's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa! You mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow of error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? That's sad. She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So all those yokai she thinks she saw are a part of her rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal, everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. That sounds fake. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by tapping probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, tap probe again to try and get to the heart of the matter. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, touch the probe button. Point to the cat monster. Probe again.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a wheel of fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? I'm guessing this thing?
Take that!
This is what you mistook for Akasha. What? That thing? No? I didn't mistake that for Akasha. Really? You have to consider what Akasha looks like, Apollo. Think brightly blazing wheel near the ceiling. So not the cat part? Okay. I guess it was the just... Oh, no! Damn it! God damn it, fingers! I was gonna do the chandelier, but I guess I pressed the present button on accident. Okay, roll up. Alright. Yeah, I thought it was like... See that cat? I thought it was a cat, but I guess it's just the chandelier. The light fixture? This one right here. It has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The costume you saw was just a light fixture. Okay, now what? Oh, just have to tap it. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now they've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't a Tanuki monster. It's just a statue of one. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, her plate. Open space. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the fox chamber. Well, that kind of disproves your point. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So, the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion? Wait, Jinxie? What about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro, or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You've gotta be joking! Look, they're all sad now. They're all bending over their table. Order. Order in the court. I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I could do. No! Apollo! Can I interrupt your freakout for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. So now there's shock.
Got it!
This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Oh, I didn't. Okay. So I had to tap the unexpected one when I got the right phrase. So screw into the room. Get out across the floor. And there in the fox chamber I saw the husband dead on a table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tim Mataro. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Try to find emotions that contradict your statements. So if I have contradictory emotion, I should point it out? That's right. Those are not contradictory emotions you should look out for. You should also keep an eye out for sudden changes in an emotion's intensity. Her emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes throughout the testimony. Oh, okay. Contradictory emotions and changes in intensity. Okay, I'll give it a shot. So there's slight shock. I was so scared when I entered the room. Okay, so she's super shocked here. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. I guess this one?
Got it!
The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. I thought that was a sadness meter. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from?
Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me.
Okay, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now.
Bye-bye.
A sudden burst of courage. Now where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Probably the Ninetales Fox mask.
Yes, there was. But, I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later.
Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie. Something about her mom, though, right?
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Ninetales flower there at the scene, did you?
The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Ninetales flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it.
You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene. That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, Your Boldness? This is none other than the master key to QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. A master key that went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the fox chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she is the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder, which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is? Until Jinxie Tenma opened the fox chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world, and there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. The vents, there's still vents and a window. No!
Objection!
How could this happen? The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This sucks. Sykes, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Oof, now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. Now, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared, and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice? I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to? Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though, as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room, the vent. Because it's all over if I don't. It's the vent. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box, or outside the room, like the vents. Or in this case, inside the box, and where a doozy locked room is too. The vents. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? There was a ladder and a vent. You bet I do. The real killer must escape from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it will be possible to escape the locked room. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but It doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing to stand on to reach it. I thought there was a ladder. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did. So that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep this solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. And whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. The air duct. The air ducts. Air ducts. Okay, air duct. And just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice? What? Not the air duct? What? Is it really not the air duct? Front door? No, it's locked. Can't be the window. That one's locked. Why is it not the air duct? Did I just pick the wrong spot? No, it's not the air duct. Man, what is it then? The front door? The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It appears you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key? I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but... Well, Mr. Justice? The prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because... I'm gonna save here. And I really don't know which one's the right option. It locked on its own? Tenma locked it from inside? The perp locked it from outside? I'm gonna guess the right answer is the perp locked from outside. So I'm gonna guess the top one. I'm trying to do the wrong ones first. So Tenma locked it from the inside. Mayor Tenma locked it himself after the killer fled the scene. Just in case the killer decided to return. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. That would explain why the room was locked. Yes, I see. Then again, wouldn't Mayor Tenma have mentioned that himself? Oh, maybe it slipped his mind because of that blow to his head? I have already considered and investigated such possibilities. You have? The mayor's fingerprints were not found on the door or its doorknob. The only fingerprints found belonged to the alderman. Ergo, the mayor did not so much as touch the door. Oops. Okay then, how about... What's the other wrong reason? It locked on its own? Maybe the door closed accidentally on its own. Eck. The killer will never be identified if we attribute key moments to a mere chance. Perhaps that spear just happened to fly off the wall and impale the alderman too. And perhaps that sedative just happened to make its way into his coffee. Mere chance could explain any number of things. Right, next idea then. Okay, so now reload. Well, actually, whatever. I'll just, because even if I get it wrong from last time, even if I get, like, all my penalty bars, it'll just respawn from, like, my last decision moment, and I'll have, like, full bars again, so I'll just not reload, it's fine. What was it? The perp locked from the outside. What if the room is locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key to the hallway door and then locked it. Youch! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked fox chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from the room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws a sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? Yeah, I slipped under the door while it was open. So I'm gonna save again. Just in case I accidentally just picked the right answer. So I think the right answer is slipped it in when the door was... Wait, no. Otherwise I just slide it under the door after it's locked, but... so I think threw it in from outside is wrong. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There is a cliff outside the fox chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? Aw, man. So I did pick the right answer? So then I guess... Okay, alright, so I have to reload. So, return the title. Because the guy picked the wrong answers. Yes. Alright, so continue. Yeah. Yes. Man, I can't believe I accidentally picked the right answer. Okay, change the lock is definitely wrong. If the door had been rebuilt after the key was placed in the room, that would explain how it got there. And the original door? Where did that disappear to? Well, I guess it's highly unlikely that the door was rebuilt in the first place, so... Penalty. That's enough. I see no need to further prolong this trial. Yeah, I'm guilty. Alright, I'm guilty. I get it. It's guilty. Okay, guilty, I get it. Guilty, okay. Try again. So I'm at that right decision point again, right? Yeah, same decision point. Okay. Come on. Okay, so it's not just locked. It is thrown in from outside. So slipped in when the door was opened. It's wrong. Maybe someone threw it in from the hallway when Jinxie opened the door? That would explain... Perhaps we should ask the little scamp herself. When you opened the fox chamber, did you witness anyone throw the master key inside?
Sorry, I didn't see anyone else there.
Oh. What a pity. Or perhaps you intend to accuse the witness of murder. You leave me no choice. Penalty for random circulation and lack of foresight. Okay, so now it's third in from the outside. From the outside, yep. And then he says, no, not the window. There's a cliff. And now I'm gonna pick the vent. Yes, it could be tossed in through the air duct.
Take that!
The air vent? Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The box chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the fox chamber, then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. Kyung. That's preposterous. Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused. Don't worry. I'll explain it so even your honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Tenmataro murdered the alderman in the fox chamber. Then, they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back to the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer? Amazing, even I could follow that. The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, looks like that lawyer has been the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout. That Nasa Ford of his seems so much more attractive now. Order, 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 I say! Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence!
A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark. Huh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go to the foyer and waltz right out the front door? That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the youch! But that is impossible, without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there is no sign of Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage. Could have gone around. Save for the foyer entrance. There is no other way to flee the manor, is there? I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right.
Silence!
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? Yes? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one. None! Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right? Ha. I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset? That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Is this one we put in the newspaper thing? Because honestly, I think it's more likely that, well, I guess we already know who the killer is because of the movie. But the assistant flew into this down the stairwell and then undressed. and then hid in the security room with the Tanuki dude. Whoa, I thought I was the one that caused the steal. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Your Honor? What evidence do you have that the killer flew away? This newspaper? Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenma Taro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting. Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer, disguised as Tenma Taro, flew away. You know, by some way or another. Or maybe just like threw away the costume. I never noticed it, but like the bird's eye gets all big whenever he slams on the table. It's really funny. It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay then, how about the Tenma Taro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air? No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our Trixie Tanuki witnessed never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned it back before the camera's electric eye. She? I don't like where this is going one bit. Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time. Uh-oh. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. But she has no motive. Ah, no. Oof, my throat's getting all raspy again. Rabble, 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 rabble. Order, order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever. The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. It is no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window. Did you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It is time I interrogated her as a samurai of yore would. Is it the dad? Yeah, it's daddy. Mayor Tenma? This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenma Taro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution will be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? The defendant intends to confess? Wait! Apollo! Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's going to confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Caw. Caw, caw, caw. Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Huh? Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Ka, 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 foolish mortals. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek. Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King. What the? Demon King? Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenmataro, you say? Ha! What nonsense. So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now? Ka, 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 ka. His body is now mine. So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you? The cursed power of these warding charms prevent me from revealing my true form. Your baldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned. Huh? What? You claimed the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer, the one who escaped from the locked fox chamber. But it was the accused all along. Ah! Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, our dear Tenmataro. The pieces have all fallen into place. How so, Prosecutor Blackwell? It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, stumbled on the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenmataro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenmataro then fled from the fox chamber. Man, this is really convoluted now. So, you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenmataro.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How is that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenmataro? Oh. Why don't they talk about the mayor's aide who's been there the whole time? That too is easily explained. Flew about a time I did, but presently, tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the fox chamber, and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Is Blackwell up to his tricks again? I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real, live... Is that rumor about Mayor Tenma's true? I knew yokai were real. You mean he really did kill the Araman just so he could release Tenmataro? Order. Order! Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, Your Baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under a legal system?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenmataro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark age of law, where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Deno.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but... Whoa, what? What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackpool, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackwood. Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Black will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Yeah, like you've been letting this guy throw daggers at me this entire time. Come on. Really late with the electric shocks. Well, in that case, ahem. This concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned. Man, that's a long court case. To be continued.